keep you updated on the capital and financial markets. Here is a recap of what happened. Thailand's securities regulator plans to allow small and medium enterprises and startups to sell sustainability-themed bonds through crowdfunding platforms and private placements. The regulator says the total raised through sustainability-themed bond issuances since 2018 stood at 542 billion baht as of this February, but the offerings were disproportionately small compared to the overall bond market, and most issuers were large-scale companies in specific industries. The Securities and Exchange Commission, Thailand is now seeking public feedback on its proposal to amend the rules to enable SMEs and startups to offer these securities through crowdfunding platforms and private placements channels. According to the regulator, this will enhance participation of these businesses in driving Thailand's sustainable development agenda. Better data and new technology is needed for central banks to be able to truly judge the risk of climate change to financial stability, according to bankers and regulators. Speaking at the Bank of International Settlements Innovation Summit, Erik Thedéen, governor of Sveriges Riksbank, Sweden's central bank, said bankers and regulators need to deploy new technology to better assess potential risks, from artificial intelligence-assisted text analysis of company disclosures to granular level data. Climate risk is something that one way or the other we know is a risk, Thedéen said during a panel at the second day of the conference in Basel, Switzerland, on the 22nd of March. It is a risk for industries in transition. There might be physical risks. This is one of the few risks out there that we have some idea about. Look what happened last week. A lot of the risk that evolved in California was risk we didn't know about or we didn't think about properly, he added, referring to a banking crisis sparked by the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank this month. We need technology to be better to track down risks for financial stability, not only climate risk. The recent collapse of banks in the US and Europe has sent shockwaves and roiled financial markets globally. With the Federal Reserve not seeming to be taking a breather in raising its interest rates, there are few options for investors in the equity markets. However, economists and heads of research alike believe that Asian equities, including Malaysian, could provide a reprieve for global investors searching for a stable market to bank on. When it comes to banks, especially, Asian financial institutions are a less risky option. Asian banks are generally less risky with minimal exposure to the US and Europe financial sector. Having said that, market sentiment would be affected if more US and EU banks run into trouble, said Fortress Capital Asset Management's CEO Thomas Yong. Banks that agree to share details of customers suspected of money laundering on a proposed digital platform will be allowed to do so voluntarily in its initial phase. This will give them time to get familiar with using the collaborative sharing of money laundering, terrorism financing information and cases platform. The Monetary Authority of Singapore said the platform will also need time to reach operational stability. A bill to amend the Financial Services and Markets Act to set up COSMIC and set out rules governing its initial phase was put up for first reading in Parliament by Minister of State for Trade and Industry Alvin Tan. This has been the FIMM TV Weekly Recap. Be informed, stay updated. Be sure to like, share and subscribe.